Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, and this is a bit of a weird feeling right now because we've got like the setup, we've got the main setup for this playlist right here because we are beginning Danganronpa 3, the anime. So yes, if I have any Danganronpa exclusive viewers out there that haven't seen my face before because I don't have webcam in the playthroughs, hello. And yeah, we're at the point now where we've done Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, Danganronpa 0, Danganronpa Goodbye Despair, and Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls, and now we are in Danganronpa 3, the anime. So, this is a very weirdly structured series. Well, basically what we have here are two separate core anime with the title of Future and Despair in them. And the weird way to watch this, I don't think this was ordered in the right way, but we have to pretty much switch between the series as we go along. So for this video, we're going to be doing the first episode of Danganronpa Future, and then right after that, the first episode of Danganronpa Despair. So it's a bit of a crazy one. Like I said, I don't think this was aired in this way. I don't think it's even like on the Blu-ray or anything. It's intended to be like this, but it is the correct, I think, chronological order of this. So it's a bit of a weird, you know, release order or aired order versus chronological. It gets weird. But we are here to do this, and I unfortunately don't have much to really show off in this video. You know, I was hoping by this point I'd have like a figure or something to show off of Danganronpa to, you know, show my commitment and love to the franchise. And while I would definitely love to have some of those someday, unfortunately, you know, I'm just poor. I don't have money for that kind of thing. I don't even have much room in this video, in this room anyway, for stuff like that. But the only big thing I really have to show off is this. I do have the Danganronpa Anniversary Edition of the first 3 games. This is very cool. I don't know why these 3 in particular are on the front cover. And to be fair, we've got the girl herself. We've got Kyoko. We've got Nagito, the great best boy. And then we've got another guy who is obviously a V3 character. But I don't know what the purpose was. I don't know if these are fan favorite characters in Japan or anything, because it is quite ludicrous, honestly, to have a... As much as I love Kyoko, it's a bit ludicrous to have a character from each game and not have Junko be the representation of Trigger Happy Havoc, even though Kyoko is mainly the main girl of the game throughout, you know, 90% of it. But even then, you know, this is pretty cool. We've got honestly a better cover here because we've got all of the characters in color, which is really cool. And the slip thing just has, you know, explanations, tutorials, and just stuff for the other characters. We got the game itself, which is really cool, and this is like the most ridiculous, like, non-spoiler throw characters at a darts kind of cover I've literally ever seen, because we have like no one here that's even like remotely like in order of relevancy. Like the front girl is like a basic ass blonde who's got to be V3. We got Hajime Hinata, obviously important Danganronpa 2 protagonist. Akane, Danganronpa 2 survivor, so relevancy. Makoto, obviously relevancy. Then we go to Chihiro, to Manami. Then we've got Hifumi in the background. What the hell? Did they have a least favorite character poll for the front cover? And then we've got Kamaru, who's not even in the games. Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls is not on this this cartridge, so I don't know what the fuck Kamaru's doing on the cover, unless she's somehow, for some reason, in Danganronpa V3, possibly. And then you've got Genocider Jack, who I think is Genocider Show, I think in the sub. And then we've got Monokuma, obviously. So I don't know. This is genuinely just throw shit at a dartboard and make a cover out of it. 2 main characters, which is fine, and to be fair, Nagito and Kyoko are on the main like tin of this, so they don't need to be on the cover of the game as well. But very strange stuff, you know. And I know this has become like an unboxing video of this shit, and I do apologize, but it's the only thing of Danganronpa I have, so I do want to show it off. You get I haven't opened this, but you get a poster of the front cover as well, which is cool. I might hang that up at some point. Soundtrack, for the game. Very cool, very cool. It's like an actual CD, so I don't know. Don't have a CD drive for a PC, so maybe a DVD drive works and it's not just a CD cover. And then we've got like the biggest nauseating titles I've ever seen. Holy shit. So we've got like illuminated, I don't know what these are actually called. I've never like seen these before, but we've got like the like these cover things that rotate, you know, they change image on the front. So we've got Trigger Happy Havoc, we've got all the characters there, which is really cool. I think for a majority of Danganronpa characters, this might genuinely be the only bit of merchandise for them, because a lot of Danganronpa characters don't have merch for them. You know, like where the fuck are you gonna get a Leon, you know, piece of merchandise? Where are you gonna get a Chihiro piece of merchandise, or a Mondo, you know, or a Sakura? You don't get that shit anywhere. So, you know, I hope this comes through on the camera pretty decently. We've got all the characters there. Got the girl, and we've got, you know, our sweet Celeste. Ironically, this doesn't have Junko on it. This has Muka or Junkaro, but not Junko, despite the fact she has a fucking character model. That's weird. Then we've got obviously everyone here of Danganronpa 2. You know, the good stuff. Gotta show it. Gotta put it at an angle to show off the main cover and all the greats. All the greats. This is big, honestly, because we're getting a redo, an alternate scenario of this game next year, so the Danganronpa shit's gonna keep going. And then ironically, I just dropped the V3 one. So I'm not gonna. Well, I don't wanna show this one off. I wasn't looking at the characters. I was looking at the like the V3 logo there, but I don't really want to show this one off because it has characters I'm not seeing yet. So, you know, quick little one there, you know, not looking. We've got, you know, the cover there, not focusing on that one. So, you know, anyone who's seen these, you'll know of those characters. But yeah, so that's all I have for Danganronpa right now, but I hope in the future to get more, because there are characters I do love. There's figures of Celeste, Junko, Chiaki, Narito and Kyoko, which is great. There's no Byakuya figures, which is criminal, you know. I think there's a Toko one, which is cool. But yeah, you know, that's just the little stuff there. But anyway, for this, and this is a very interesting one. This is big, because there are so many ways we can take this anime, you know. It's called Danganronpa 3, which is fair, because it obviously is continuing on with the story. But there are just so many different directions to take this in, and I'm really excited for it. I've been replaying Danganronpa 2 via the Danganronpa, what is this called? Cadence game. So I, you know, want to refresh myself on some things before we actually get into this. And I'm really excited for this, because I actually went into some theories for this anime in the Danganronpa 2 playthrough. But my theory for this right now, that does seem pretty obvious. I think it's not even really a big theory, it just kind of seems fair to make this assessment, is so future anime is going to be the continuation from Danganronpa 2. We're going to get, you know, main characters, the survivors of Trigger Happy Havoc. We're going to get them. We're going to get their time after leaving Jabberwock Island. We're going to get what goes into them, you know. And then for Despair, we're going to get backstory. Despair, we're probably going to get the backstory of the Danganronpa 2 cast, and we're going to get how they became Despairs, how Junko corrupted them, times at Host Peak Academy, and potentially even times before Danganronpa 0, as those are, you know. That's also a story that takes place before Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. It's our most like Back in the Future story we have, which is really cool. But obviously, if we do go down that route, we also might get some stuff of the Trigger Happy Havoc cast as well, because it will contain Junko. Very minimal, I imagine, but it will be there, and I'm really excited for that. And obviously, if that does come the case, we'll get more stuff on Mukuro, who is the least expanded upon Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc character, because she died very early due to plot-related reasons, which is cool. And yeah, that's just like my big thing, because obviously Mikan's kind of trial in Danganronpa 2 gave away a lot of the implications that we are remnants of Despair. You know, we saw Mikan, we saw the implications that she was like Junko's pet. That genuinely is my assumption. And then in the final trial, we learned that yes, everyone in the class ended up giving into despair through Junko's influence, and they became part of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the tragedy. And what I really want to see are the reasons and the ways that Junko manipulated this cast, because obviously wild personalities here, wild different amounts of characters like Ibuki, like Gundam, like honestly I don't like her, but like Mahiru, you know, I'm really curious how these characters like were able to be turned into despairs, with like legitimately the only one not getting, I think, turned into a despair is Narito, because Narito's so fucking mad he would go with Junko like of his own free will to wait for a person to beat Junko, you know. So we got stuff like that. We have alluded to the situations with the characters that survived in Danganronpa 2. You know, Akane starved herself, which genuinely, seeing like the bodies and what the remnants have just inflicted upon themselves physically is going to be really interesting to see. But the theory is Akane starved herself to death, or not starved, but near death. Fuyuhiko tore his eye out and replaced it with one of Junko's. Hajime obviously became Izuru Kamakura, so he wasn't really, I don't think he needed to be changed too much physically, but Junko got to him anyway. Not really too much for Kazuichi. We don't know exactly what he did on a personal level to become despair. Sonya gave her parents to Junko for experiments, and then actually no, I think I covered everyone there. Oh, Mikan. She didn't survive, but we got Mikan, which I think she ended up like transplanting her womb into she ended up transplanting Junko's womb into her, which I think is the explanation there. And obviously Narito, he ended up severing his own arm, and I'm gonna assume had Mikan attached Junko's dead arm to his own. So those are some implications there, which are really fucking ridiculous to see. If we do get confirmation of that in the anime, that'll be wild, that'll be incredible, and I'm really excited for it. Now, obviously, this is going to be really interesting to see just from that perspective. My big question about this is, well, I would love to see that. I don't honestly know what we can do to continue the story of the DR2 cast, because it can go one of two ways, which is either, you know, the DR2 cast are on Jabberwock Island and their friends wake up and they're able to help them, or they don't, you know. But the DR2 heavily implied that, like, they're not going to remember anything that happened on their own killing game either, and they took the method of just ending the game, which didn't save their memories or anything. So I'm really curious just how we're going to do this, because if we really go down that route and they're just stuck on Jabberwock Island, I don't know what to do with that. The Future Foundation still wants them dead, so even if they are reverted back to, you know, their pre-despair selves, there's not really too much to do with them, because again, they're just on Jabberwock Island. I don't think they have a boat or any kind of transportation to get off of the island, so, like, you know, outside of just freeing them from despair, what do you do, you know? And I guess you could switch it between, you know, we're seeing the backstory in despair, and we're switching the story in future, and they're trying to convert their friends to hope, you know, because a lot of their friends died prior to, you know, embracing hope, like they did in the end of DR at the end of the game. So that could be something, but I don't know how that carries for an entire story, an entire core length of time. And even then, that would be in the future part of this, where we're kind of juggling modern day stuff with Future Foundation anyway, so it's going to be interesting. Now, here's my big kind of theory that I think genuinely does have some credibility to it in this story, and it's the reason they all became despairs, and I think it's rooted into I think a legitimate possibility is that it's rooted into the death of their classmate. Now, the big question about that is, who is the classmate, right? Because on a technical level, we are missing 2 player characters from this class in Hope's Peak Academy. Chiaki obviously is one, because she is an AI, but the other one is Hajime. Whose spot did Hajime take in the killing game? Because there's 16 students per class. Hajime was a reserve course student before he became Izuru, but there would have been someone to fill his spot when the Ultimates first went into the classroom. And the second one is Chiaki. Now, I think a possible explanation would be that either Matsuda would have taken Hajime's spot, which he died in 0, or the ultimate spy, who I forget the name of, but the guy that really wanted Ryoko in Danganronpa 0 as well, which was also Junko's amnesia persona. That could have been a person as well. Now the big one is Chiaki, right? And the big secret and mystery around DR2 that they didn't really explain in the game is, who is Chiaki Nanami and why did Future Foundation create her, right? Because obviously she's an observer, she is an observer, but what was the inspiration around the persona of Chiaki, the ultimate gamer, like, where is this coming from? And I think a big idea about it is that Chiaki Nanami genuinely was a real person, genuinely was in Hope's Peak Academy, and the way that Junko clamped the class is by killing her. I think genuinely Chiaki might have been a real girl in Hope's Peak Academy that died in a tragic way, that exposed, all of the group to despair for the first time, and through Junko's own twisted way of, twisting words and clamping on the people's, feelings, she was able to convert a lot of them into despair. Because we even saw in the trial of the 5th class, no one wanted Chiaki to die. Everyone was almost willing to sacrifice themselves before letting Chiaki die. Like, Sonya wanted to let herself die before Chiaki was gonna die. That's an example of just how much Chiaki meant to them, and that wasn't even the real Chiaki. That was like 3 weeks of the Chiaki we saw in the game. So imagine how important, like, the real Chiaki would have been to the entire class, potentially, if they were in Hope's Peak for like 2 years before Junko popped up, I don't know the circumstance why. It genuinely could be, like, say Junko just picked the girl that she thought was the most rooted into the class's, like, hope. That she was, like, the hope of that class in the way that Makoto is the hope for his class. Killed her. She was able to twist that into killing everyone. Or to despairing everyone, I should say, That's kind of, like, my big theory for that. Because, there's nothing really... Like, there's nothing to go off of, like... Who the fuck is Chiaki, I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of my theory there, anyway. And obviously Nanami, like, just an ultimate Monokuma representing Hope. That's pretty much all there is to it. But that's kind of my theory right now that I think has a lot of legitimacy behind it. Because while it doesn't work for a lot of characters, like, I don't know how, like, Gundam, for example, would be close to Chiaki or whatnot, but I think that's fair. Now, there's obviously other ones in there as well that are pretty obvious, like Fuyuhiko had lost his sister, Peko might have just followed him, for an example of that. I think they're like the main glaring ones. Then obviously like Sonya genuinely might have been Sonya for Chiaki because she was so into Chiaki. Kazuichi might just followed along with Sonya, and then Gundam, and just it's like the domino effect, really. Not the butterfly effect, the domino effect. But that's kind of my theory for all of the stuff in that. But we should be getting that, which is going to be really cool to see the answers to that. Seeing Hajime as Izuru is going to be really cool, either backstory or current day is going to be really fun to see. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with Narito on that island. That's going to be terrifying because, like, Narito is all about hope. And he is literally on an island with all previous despairs. So, can they somehow win Narito over to convince him that they are all, like, they've gone to the side of hope? Can they convince him that they've overcome their despair? That's going to be really cool to see. And I'm really excited for it. Now, the future side of this is going to be the DR1 cast, right? Because at the end of the game, we saw that they're in trouble. They are in legitimate trouble with the Future Foundation. The Future Foundation pretty much told them that this is seen as an act of treason to not take the 70... I was going to say 78. We don't even know if they're like the class directly above the Trigger Happy Havoc class members. Are they 77? Are they 79? I think they're definitely older than Trigger Happy Havoc, but I don't know. I think they're going to be in the 70s. But they're going to see this class, right? It was seen as treason to take them. They knew that they were going to be in deep shit for doing that, and Byakuya, Kyoko, and Makoto were going to go to their punishment now, which is going to be imprisonment. I don't know. Not death for sure, but imprisonment probably. And that's going to be really interesting to see how they actually get out of that, because there's still a lot of stuff to go on in this story, right? Because for Despair side, you can either have like Hajime or Junko as like the main character of the Despair half of this story, whereas for the Future half, you will probably either have, you could even split it from Makoto to Hajime as well, because, you know, 2 characters. But of the current going-ons in the story, there's still many pieces on the board, which is crazy to think about. Obviously, we've got what I just said, the Future Foundation cast doing their thing. We might see Hiro and Hina for the first time since Trigger Happy Havoc, which would be really cool. They might learn about the deaths of, you know, their loved ones in Ultra Despair Girls. We've got the Ultra Despair... This is the crazy thing. All of the Warriors of Hope, I believe, survived... They survived Ultra Despair Girls. Kodako definitely is still alive. I think they did imply that the other members of the group did survive. Nagisa, Jotaro, Masaru. They are all like survivors in that game, but they're just disconnected from Monica now. So I don't know what's going to go on with them. But there's fucking Monica herself. They very specifically kept Monica alive. They had Nagito save her. And I genuinely don't know what they're going to do with that. I would love if Nagito somehow got off the island and was able to literally do what he wanted to groom Monica into being the next Junko, a more powerful, more influential Junko Enoshima. If there's any 2 combination of characters that could do that, it genuinely would be these 2, because Monica is scary as hell at the age she's at. Monica Toa is a genius. And then, obviously, Nagito is fucking Nagito. So there is, as much as I love Junko, there is legit possibility to create a second improved version of the Ultimate Despair and restart the tragedy back up again. Especially since now all current day versions of Junko should be dead at this point. AI Junko, physical Junko, they're all gone. So that would be pretty crazy. Or in some way where like Nagito has a way of communicating with Monica, like from Jabberwock, would be really cool as well. So I'm really excited to see that. Anything of Monica in general will be really cool. I don't know if we'll see the other Warriors of Hope. We might do, but Monica for sure. And then we also have Kamaru and Toko, who are still in Toa City. Like, this is the thing. Are 12 episodes genuinely enough for this? Are 12 episodes genuinely enough for everything that we are going to do in this story? Because we have so much in this that I don't know if we can, honestly, you know. Makoto was pretty much guaranteed that once he was done with the Remnants of Despair, he would come back for Toko and Mukuro and Kamaru, and that's done. And I know he's got to do his shit with the Future Foundation right now, but those are 2 characters still there. You know, I wouldn't think too much of Kamaru genuinely for this if she didn't have Toko with her, but Toko is a very important character in Danganronpa, so they can't pass them up on that alone. And like I said, I'm really curious to see what the actual like connection's gonna be there, because from all 3 games there are so many connections and storylines mashing together for this that I don't know how we're gonna do it. But I'm very, very excited to see it, you know. So a lot of my theory has just been in like the DR2 mesh of this, but I'm really excited, very curious to see where we're gonna go with this. And like I said, I'm fucking crazy. Like, this is gonna be great. So yeah, I'm really excited. I don't have any notes to skip any intros or anything, or EDs, so we should be good to watch all of them. And yeah, we're gonna get into this. I don't know how I'm gonna title this, because I'm doing technically 2 different series at once with 2 different titles. But we'll see. We will see. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into Danganronpa 3, the anime, with the first episode of the Future arc in this. Let's go. Alright, so there are 2 things you're guaranteed in a Danganronpa story. Death, despair, and tragedy, and Monokuma. So, like I said, my theory is that a lot of the death stuff is going to come from the backstory and how we got here, you know? Possibly Chiaki, possibly like we go into like more detail like the Danganronpa 0 stuff and how like, you know, Junko ended up killing those 13 kids and whatnot on like the committee and whatnot. But you know, there's also our modern day cast. You know, there's still technically the remnants of despair. Nagito might die, which would be terrifying. And there's obviously the survivors of the of Hope's Peak. There's you know, the 6 survivors. You know, Makoto, Byakuya, Hyoko, Hina, and Hiro, and Toko. And I love 60% of those characters. And, you know, if I feel like I lose anyone not named Hiro or Hina, I'm going to be very, 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 very despair. So, we'll see. And I should say, before we do this, I am doing the sub for this. And the reason we're doing the sub version is because, I guess right shit happened in the dub. And, like, a majority of the characters in this do not retain their game character role, their game character VAs. So I definitely think Makoto and Nagito's VA is in this because he's a very big one in anime in general. But I don't think a lot of the other ones are in this. And if I had to choose, I'd rather go to the original, to the Japanese voices for this, other than, you know, get like 1 or 2 characters from the OG and then just everyone else sounds different in English. I don't want that. I don't think I could ever stand hearing like someone else voice Gundam or Ibuki, for example. Like, that's just no, definitely not. But yeah, so we're doing this in sub. But anyway, guys, let's begin. Danganronpa 3 Future Episode 1. In 3, 2, 1. And play. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I noticed the back of Kyoko. And I think that was Hina as well, because it was also female. Yep. Also seeing the other members of the Future Foundation. That's sick. I like how, like, he's there, but Kyoko's not, like, cuffed up either. Oh, the tragedy. Oh, let's go. Oh, this is great. This is peak. Oh, Kazuichi! Yes! He made the Monokumas, that's great. Oh, Gundam! That's a snake! That's a snake! Ultimate imposter still being Byakuya. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta do our thing. We gotta take this slowly, right? So we got Kazuichi there. I apologize, I think I'm spitting. Dude, I never even thought about it. Gundam literally tamed animals. Wild animals to fight tragedy as well. So they were literally like fighting the forces of nature. Dude, Gundam's talent is fucking terrifying. Not just being a breeder, he can just like convince any animal to do anything he wants. Look, these are all predators. Elephants, gorillas, a snake. Looks like a fucking tiger. Like, genuinely, what the fuck? Alright, I think maybe a bear there and a lion. Oh my god. Ultimate imposter. Yep. Alright. So, see, Mahiru's right there. Mahiru is there. And I was about to say Sonya, but honestly, if Mahiru's there, might be Kyoko. Because we know Kyoko, like, got the biggest growth spurt in history and shot up like 4 fucking feet. In her time at Hope's Peak, so that might, although it's the hairstyle of Sonya still, it might actually be Kyoko. Oh, sorry, Hyoko. Yep, okay, wait, oh my god. Okay, so no, maybe that was Sonya, because there's a blonde here. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, because we got the performers. Alright, so Sonya must have been the one with Mahiru. That right there is Hyoko, and Ibuki Miyoda. Oh, the girls that died in Chapter 3 are fucking at the Chapter 3 effect, baby. I love how their eyes are all red, because red is just the color you get when, like, not even when you're at despair, it's just the color you get when your personality changes, you know? Like, Taka, Hajime, and everyone here. Like, it's always just red, which is great. Oh my god, I'm already gonna come from seeing Ibuki. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! The Warriors of Hope! The Warriors of Hope and Nagito! Mikan! Oh my god, Mikan! Yes, I want to see more Despair Mikan. I want to see everyone in Despair, even the characters I didn't like. So Kazuichi built a bunch of giant Monokumas. Was this Tomatao? Oh, Fuyahiko! Peko? Yep, Peko. Yeah, and they don't call it ultimates, they call it super high level in Japanese. But I'm still gonna call it ultimate because that's what I'm, used to. Alright, that girl just turned like Serpentine. Yep, Akane and Nekomaru there as well. Yep. So it got like worse almost when Junko died. Following the will of their now fallen goddess. Oh, this is peak. This is like a perfect intro for like Despair. And yeah, this is future. What the hell's Despair gonna look like? Oh my god. This is like the tame shit right now. To side future. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I don't know, man. I love, like, the future side, but there are more characters that I love on the Despair side right now. So you're gonna have to do a bit of convincing. Here she is. Here she is. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, hang on. Hang on. What the hell? Why is Kyoko hanging? Why is she noosed up? What the oh, you better not be alluding to shit. Hina stabbed. Also good to see Hina. I don't know who the fuck that is. That is not Byakuya. I can't tell who that is either, honestly. Hairstyle makes me. Oh my. Is that Haiji? Is that fucking is that Mr. Nonce from Ultra Despair Girls? The hairstyle of the other girl made me think Chiaki, but we're like way too far ahead for Chiaki. Alright, so again, like, knowledge here because I played all the games. I think no, I could be completely wrong. I think this is the guy from Hyoko's motive from Ultra Despair Girls. I think this is her granddad who raised her, because I'm thinking like I got that in Ultra Despair Girls, which was the motivation. I think this is the Kirigiri report card guy. Don't know any redheads. Don't know you. No. Hero? No. Alright, a lot of these are no. Just new characters in general. The girl herself, the goddess, Junko. Makoto, dude shooting himself, what the hell? Yep, the trigger happy bullet. Yeah, I don't know who half these guys are. But these are like most likely future Foundation potatoes. Yeah, you've got Makoto trying to reach his girl. I'm so jealous. I want Kyoko too. And then that fucking door. That despair-inducing door, man. 3rd time's the charm. What the hell? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I love how the sky is just blood red. Okay, no, this guy's alive, so this isn't... Alright, so this is Future Foundation. Okay, he... What is that mask? Yes, this guy isn't Kirigiri's, Tengen? Whoa! You've got a pet. Okay. Lucky bastard getting a lap pillow. Okay. Why have you just got like a bull mask on? Okay. Yeah, they did say the tragedy was starting to calm down, but this is what calm down looks like. Alright, sorry about that, but we are back, so let's go. Tengen. Alright. No. Yeah, don't recognize this girl. You've got a voice that ain't matching up with what I'm looking at, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Yes, yes, seriously, thank you for bringing that up. I'm not even gonna ask who are you. I'm asking what are you. Apparently so. Oh. Okay, this guy. Oh, that's wild. Vice chairman, okay. Okay, Yuki. Nice, cute name. Yeah, oh my god, Mikan, Peko, Gundam, Akane actually kind of wearing more there than she does before. Alright, so we've got all of our luscious cast right here. Holy, they look so epic. Oh my god. See, the weird thing is that, like, I don't even think Narito should have the red eyes, because I don't even think Junko should have got him. I genuinely feel like he should have just, you know, been, helping Junko all along in the face of despair, hoping a hope would come and slay him. But I don't think you needed you needed that for Nagito. It's even funnier because we literally saw Despair Nagito in DR2 and he didn't have the red eyes, so that kind of implied he just wasn't changed. He was just doing his thing as he wanted to. But holy, Ibuki, different design, holy, but it's that hot, holy shit. So that was Sonya. Yeah, Sonya, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, Sonya actually looks super aged up there, I don't know. I think she looks like 10 years older, honestly. She looks about 27 there. I can't like Peko too. Like, what are those? Tata, she did not have a bust that big or anywhere close in the game. Akane, Honestly, it looks like a face Akane would make. I love how Nekomaru's like lightning eyes are now red. Gundam, I need to see Gundam in like full-on action. Holy shit, he looks great. I love how like the Ultimate Imposter just has the night vision goggles on for some reason. Izuru Kamakura, really cool as well. So yeah, okay, actually, let's see here. So we've got a full set of 15. Yeah, so no Chiaki, obviously, and no additional member of the class in Hope's Peak. It's just Izuru. Unless I guess Izuru was taken in, like, they just had 15 and then, like, Izuru was just added later, you know? But no, they wouldn't do that because the game said that he was a mystery. They hid his huh. Alright, whatever, I guess. But yeah, these shots are all great. Kazuichi as well, that is sick. Million class murderers? Because they're ultimates, of course. They had the most hope, they felt the most despair. Cool to see Hiro and Hina though, and of course Kyoko. Yeah. These designs are fucking ridiculous. No. No, it's not. It's stupid. A truth drug? What? You got truth serum? Hell, why is Byakuya not here? Oh, it's great seeing Kyoko and Hina again. Alright, here, yeah, I don't know, man. Makoto sounds more like a girl than the girls do. Why are they not in equal trouble? Like, I get Hina, she didn't do anything, but like... Kyoko? Byakuya? Are they not, like, in trouble? He's not the only one that went, guys. God damn. Yeah. That, oh, you felt the impact of that one. Jesus Christ. This guy's fucking mental. Whoa. Okay, yeah, these guys are very morally questionable despite being Future Foundation. This guy looks a lot like IG. Great Gozu! Alright, Gozu seems like a decent bloke. Despite the mask. I don't know, man, that was a pretty impactful hit. He's got blood coming out. Again, I don't get why Kyoko and Byakuya, like, at least Kyoko's here. Byakuya? Like, the fuck did he go?
Yukizome, 少し休んだらどうだ? 2人の時はチサでいいのに。Yukizome君、休みたまえ。はーい。
Okay. And her taking a break is just being a pest to you.
少し疲れてない？ダメだよ、ちゃんと休まないと。お前の方こそ働きすぎだ。はあ、そういうこと言うんだ。なあ、Yukizome。
Yukizumi.
俺は。
I know. Yuki for sure is pretty good too.
いや。
And easier to remember.
なんでもない。苗木の様子を見てきてくれ。わかった。じゃあまたね。ああ。
Alright, well, she's definitely a cheerful girl, a lot like Kina.
なんで私たちが苗木に会えないの？
Isn't that the male
それ
one?
だけ
Or
疑
the
われてるっ
female
てことよ。
icon?
私たちが共謀して彼らをかくまったと思われてるんでしょうね。
I mean, you did, didn't
だ
you?
からって。それより、
あ
このままだとあなたまで共犯者にされるわ。京子ちゃんもでしょ？
I definitely like Kyoko's,
私は内軍の上司だもの。これ
Really?
は14支部の問題よ。
Alright, sorry about that. I didn't want for 2 cuts to happen in one day. Or 1 set, I should say. But yeah, what I was gonna say is I really like Kyoko's design in this so far. You know, she looked pretty weird in the end of DR2, and I think what it was that she just looked too different compared to Makoto and Byakuya. Because those two looked like pretty much not a day had passed for them appearance-wise, but Kyoko looked like she was in like her mid-20s. Like, she looked older than she does in this anime, which I think is just what made it look too bizarre. But yeah, she didn't look good in that game outside of like just a default sprite. But here, she looks great. Oh, Kyoko.
あなたまで責任を負う必要はないわ。そんなのずるい。今は支部が違うけど協力させてよ。
So they're in different branches, okay. Also, she's his boss. Like, that is wild.
京子ちゃん
Is
水臭
she
いな。
Byakuya's boss too?
一連卓勝でしょ。
Nah.
ちょっとしみるわよ。
Yeah, he got fucked.
大丈夫です。
男の子ね。
雪染さんはお医者さんなんですか？
私は教師だったのよ。
Oh dear.
苗木くんがかばったあの子たちの先生だったの。
Oh, wait, what?
ねえ、あなたはどうしてあの子たちをか
She
ばっ
was
た
the
の？
protector of
あの子たちが
the
してたこと
class.
あなたも知っていたで
Oh,
しょ？
so she was the teacher of their class?
自分でもわかりません。
Can we get some lore from you? Do you know how they turned into the spell?
彼らも絶望に落ちる前には友達と一緒に希望を語り合う時もあったと思
What
うん
was
です。
Nahito like?
さすが超高
What
校
was
級
what
の
was
希望ね
Nahito like?
あ、いえ、それは人が言ってるだけで。
Oh, she's such a bundle of joy as
未
well.
来機関の希望なの。
はい。
あなたの考えが間違いとは思わないけれど、でも今は残酷な時代よ。
Oh yeah.
残酷な時代ですか？
優しいだけじゃ絶望の残党には勝てない。未来機関には宗像くんの決断力が必要なの。
Hmm.
そうかもしれません。
ねえ、もし2つの希望が分かり合って協力したら、もっと素晴らしい希望が生まれると思うわ。
Talking about Hajime and Makoto.
冷たく見えるかもしれないけど、苗木くんもあの人のこと分かってくれると嬉しいな。
Or maybe no, just the Future Foundation in general. And you are?
どうしたの？
Oh my god.
天眼会長のいる会議に来たんですけど。
You look
入っていい
dead.
のか？
確かあなたは。
はい。第10支部の御手洗亮太です。
Okay.
ああ、
Ryota?
何これ？
Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. What? They did it! They really did it! Oh my god. They really fucking did the game Discovery.
たく、
Beautiful.
俺も仲間なのに一人居残りなんてよ。ま、こんな時こそ
Holy
新しく
crap,
買った
hero!
生で内
Oh
に
my
雷を見てやる
god,
か。
do you look good?
さて、水晶
I
さん
like that
水晶
glow
さ
up
ん
for Hero.
来日の運命を教えてください。
Still not one of my favorites of the survivors, but
見えてきた。
I like his future design.
なんだべ。
That's a missile. Oh my god, they shot a fucking missile
何
at
が始
you.
まったんだべ。あ
No, the crystal ball! Hey, last time it saved our lives, so that's fine. That gets a pass.
何かあったんですか？
襲撃だ。今状況を確認している。
And they're gonna blame the
何か分かった。
the ultimates.
待ってて。何これ？
玄関が瓦礫で埋まっている。
So we're all trapped in a building. Oh my god. Oh my god, really? Really? So the Future Foundation are gonna play a killing game themselves now? With the survivors? Minus obviously like Toko and Byakuya.
念のためだ。坂倉、そいつを抑えておけ。ああ。
坂倉君、あまり乱暴には。
ああ。落ち着け。それより本部に救援要請を。全員この部屋から出るな。
This, like, I know it's kind of shocking, but I didn't expect a killing game in this in Danganronpa. So we've got an infiltrator.
すいません、会長。遅れました。
見たらいか来たのか。
Mitarai.
状況はどうなってるの？
出入り口が。
Well, I'm getting deja vu, Kyoko, so you tell me.
閉じ込められたのね。京子ちゃんどうしよう。
I'm getting really sick of being locked in buildings.
これだけ揃っているんです。敵が誰でも勝てない相手では。
Is it Monica? Oh god, black and white is like a PTSD symbol and it's got a face. Is it? It's gotta be Monica, right? I mean, she's the main antagonist that's still alive. Oh dear. Where have we seen this before? How is Kamaru like the only character that's not taken like part in a fucking killing game? That's so dumb. That's so stupid. Oh my god, it was the wristbands. Oh my god, Kamaru's wristbands. They've all got them on. Oh. No way. No way. Oh, no way. Kyoko knows that laugh. It's Monokuma! What the fuck? Yeah, I'd be making that face too. Well, there's another with her potential. You know? Monica. Just Monica. Did she have a spare AI somewhere? Interesting Monokuma voice though. Oh no. Don't say the words. You know, I'm getting really sick of this gimmick, Monokuma. Man, if I was Makoto, I'd be furious. Oh, it will happen again. We got a third game to go. Or a fourth game, really. Oh dear. Oh no. Is she on the ceiling? What the fuck? Did you start them off? Dude, I was just saying I liked her. She seemed like a nice girl. Oh my god. Who did this?
ないよな。
Okay.
うぷぷぷぷ。ささ苗木くん。
Long time no
今から
see.
始まるのは人類の命運をかけた頃。
The fate of humanity, as you call it.
希望と絶望の最大最後の戦いだよ。大げさだって。いやいや、
It's a shame because we're missing some key players here.
この戦いこそが君と僕の完結編なんだからね。
Interesting. Well then, how we got another game? What is V3 if this is the last killing game? You know, I'm sorry, I wasn't doing a count. Is there literally like 15 to 16 of us in this story right now? I don't think Hero's actually in the game because he was outside when this happened. He might be though. He might have gone inside. I mean, I think they showed him, you know. So yeah, we've got our three main potatoes. Alright, yeah, our three are like our trio now is Hina, Makoto, and Kyoko. But like, interesting. But I wasn't counting if we got exactly like a school's worth of them or a class worth of killings. I assume we do have a full class though. Oh man. Everybody loves Despair. I mean, I love Despair too. You know, call me stupid, but in this Danganronpa project, I wasn't expecting a killing game. I know that's probably the stupidest thing I could ever say when Danganronpa's involved, but unironically, it's been a while since we did a killing game in this franchise. You know? What the actual fucking hell? Genuinely, what the actual hell is going on right now? So, the killing game has started again. See, this is kind of the strange thing, is that, like, you can't really make a satisfying killing game with the number of episodes this has, genuinely. You know, they tried doing it with DR1 and it failed massively with that adaptation. I'm sure, you know, new people unfamiliar with the game would like it, but, you know, the people who have played the game very much not. Or at the very least, they just would think it's okay. But this is worrying, you know, this is definitely worrying since the last time they animated something like this didn't work out. But, yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue here for this, obviously regarding where exactly is the obvious person here, Byakuya. You know, 3 people went to actually redeem the ultimate despair here, and not only is Kyoko not getting, like, accused of treason either, but Byakuya is straight up not here. Like, did he go personally to collect Kamaru and Toko as like a way of repaying his debt to them for you know, for saving him, since he did speak of a debt to them at the end of Ultra Despair Girls? This definitely could be a possibility, but yeah, so Makoto was the only one being accused of a traitor in this case, which is interesting, but now it's like, now it's just depressing. You know, once again, like, it didn't happen too much in, like, in DR2, I would say. Or I guess you do have the imposter. But once again, we've lost a character with a lot of intrigue, because while Yuki wasn't really, like, a character I would say as much, they added genuinely so much intrigue in her being the teacher of the DR2 cast, right? Like, there is so much you could have done with that. There's so much you could have, like, explained, you know, in Time of the Future, like, series, we could have learned about the time she spent with them, what she thought of each of them, how she felt about their betrayal, you know, like, she could have been, like, genuinely, she could have been a great character, and she's the first one to go, which, you know, is very Danganronpa. It's very much in fashion for the franchise, but it's still very unfortunate to have that, you know, because, I mean, outside of that, like, you know, not too much. Like, Yuki just seemed like Hina, again, you know, very bubbly, very optimistic and whatnot, which is still Hina, so, you know, I understand getting rid of her right now. But, you know, this is wild. This is wild. This is scary. Obviously, when the suspicion is already high and the tension's already, like, extreme with Makoto and just the, you know, the DR1 cast in general, this definitely adds a level of intrigue and urgency to the situation. This, unfortunately, and I genuinely terrified for this, this means that our cast are now back on the chopping block to be murdered. You know? Our survivors of DR1, Kyoko, Makoto, and Hina, possibly Hiro, they're all on the chopping block again, and they could be murdered. And given that Future Foundation doesn't trust them right now, they are prime victims, you know? So, I'm very curious. I don't know if I'm hyped or not about this. I'm just curious about this, because genuinely, I don't know what to expect. I mean, you know, we're not going to get a killing game out of Despair, surely. You know, we're going to focus on, like, either the past and, like, the Jabberwock cast and whatnot, maybe Monica. I don't know how you're going to balance a Despair or, like, a killing game with the stuff we're going to go into with Despair. This is very curious and kind of concerning at the same time. But we're gonna have to see. We're definitely gonna have to see what's gonna come of this, because, like I said, I'm more like cautious about this, I would say, than rather getting like hyped about it, you know. But Monokuma's back. Apparently Monokuma is back. Again, the only person I could assume this to be would be Monica, because, like, you know, A, we need Monica to do something in this story, and B, obviously, like, we got rid of AI Junko, and I'm not sure if they would just plop out, like, a surprise, there was a third AI Junko outside of Shirokuma and Kurokuma, you know, something like that. It would be cool, because obviously Monica is present day is alive, so we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, this is like the countdown now. Apparently, like, Monokuma's just said this is it. This is the last killing game to determine humanity's future between Makoto and Monokuma. And, like, okay, fair enough, I get ya. How's there another game? Genuinely, how's there another game? How's there another 2 games? Now, to be fair, I think the summer game is just like I don't think it's got much story in it. I think it's just like a board game or something with, like, all the characters interacting, which is cool. And I'm definitely hyped to see that. But how do you get another game out of this? V3. I think V would mean virtual, but we've already done virtual in DR2, so I don't know. And yeah, just like, this is very intriguing. This is intriguing. This is concerning for sure, and maybe a little repetitive at this point. I don't know, but I'm curious to go into Despair at this point, because I am interested. I'm definitely interested. Oh, and I'm just looking at my Despair files. I noticed. Okay, so everything's labeled and literally labeling them in order. So Despair episode 1 is titled number 2. The file was number 2, so that confused me for a second there. But yeah, so that's going on in Future Foundation. Like I said, for the rest of this set, I don't assume we're going to get anything more of that. I assume we are going to switch POVs, but we're going to see. And yeah. Other than that, though, excited to see more. Like I said, Toko, Byakuya, Kamaru, the main characters we know of that we aren't actually seeing just yet. But they've got to be relevant to this as well. So they might do stuff outside, but we'll see. So yeah, the killing game has started again, and it's apparently the final time. So we'll have to see that. But guys, I'm going to do my cut. And when I come back, we'll do episode 1 of the Despair arc of this franchise. And yeah, I'll see you in a moment. So I guess the other possibility is that, you know, depending on how much we end up zipping along the timeline here, we actually tell Chisa Yukizomi's story through this arc. You know, we see her teaching the DR2 cast, we see her interacting with them, what she thinks of them, potentially her, you know, in-time reaction to them turning into despairs. All that good stuff. But like I said, I'm expecting a bit of a blend between switching timeline POVs to present day on Jabberwock to, you know, our time in Hope's Peak. So either way though, guys, let's see how accurate any of my talk is, if at all, with episode 1 of the Despair arc of Danganronpa 3. Let's go. We might get another OP as well. I didn't think of that, but we might get a different OP. There she is. Literally, there she fucking is.
決定的な状況に居合わせることが多いのよね。
Wow.
政府は見た
This is a great meta joke. Full
も
breaking.
ちろんあの人類史上最大最悪の絶望的事件にも居合わせたわよ。
Oh, dude, is Chisa the main fucking character? I didn't think of that.
私の生徒だったんだ。
She is cute though. She looks way too young to be a teacher. I could see her being like in high school with them. Okay. So we really are getting the backstory of our cast. Let's go. Told in the eyes of Chisa, maybe? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Is that a spoiler at this point? Dude, why does she look like Monica from DDLC? Why have we had a character that's just named Monica, and now we have a character that looks like Monica? Dan, did you take inspiration from this? Be honest. Because I'm noticing a little too many similarities in this. The end of Hope's Peak High School, Despair Arc. Oh, peak fucking orgasm with Ibuki right there. Gundam. It's funny because Akane was a group with the other three girls. There he is, and there's Mikan. I think I said Akane, I meant Mikan. Fat gummy. What the arms Izuru? It's just ridiculous. This isn't even Junko's class. How the fuck did she get them without even being in their class? Yep. Hajime gave himself as an experiment dog. Man, Yuki's literally gonna progress the same way Mukuro. Oh my god, that's Chiaki, isn't it? Oh my god, that's Chiaki. Oh, see, like, this is the terrifying and fucking despair-inducing thing, is that we're gonna tell the story of Yuki and Chiaki the same way we did, Mukuro. After they've died. We're gonna tell the story of them and build them up as characters after we've literally seen their deaths. I mean, we haven't seen Chiaki die, but we literally know she died. Oh my god, and that was the thing, like I said, it's very curious, right? Because I'm curious if there is gonna be any, mixing, I can't think of the word, but it's gonna be any mixing between the, Junko's class and obviously the class here, the DR2 class, because, you know, like, Future Foundation and, like, you know, everyone had to have a pretty decent idea of Chiaki as a person to really form a foundation of an AI on her, right? So you would assume that some people, you know, like Chihiro and other Chi, you know, they said Ultimate Therapist was another person, and Ultimate Neurologist, I think, was the people that made up the Neo World program. You would assume these people to make an AI of Chiaki would have a pretty decent idea of who she is as a person. So we might be getting some, like, is interloping the right word here? I don't even know. You know, just some mixing of the classes here, which would be kind of cool. Because that's kind of what I wanted, you know. From DR, the thing I wanted the most was just a fucking, you know, pre-Despair, like, just story, anime of the bonds and connections they all made as, like, you know, a class. And that went for both classes, and maybe even mixing classes, you know. Because I don't know a single school that doesn't, like, you know, mingle outside of their own classes, you know. Maybe that's just a UK thing, I don't know. But yeah, let's go. That's actually wild, though. They gave away just Chiaki there. So they're the 77th class. God, she does look like Monica as well. Okay, Hope Speak High School teacher. Oh my god, she really... Dude, is she 20? She really has just graduated right into teacherhood. God damn, that's worse than me. You pig. Scout and main course teacher. Okay.
すまない。
Kohochi
見
he.
ての通り、担任も適当だから大変だと思うが。
自分のクラスだと思ってくれて構わないよ。
What is going on? What just happened?
ちさちゃん、学生時代から変わらないな。
Apparently they just
そり
finished.
ゃそうと、宗像君の推薦だって彼女の教師の件。
ああ、人員不足ならぜひにとな。
若いのに着々と派閥を
So what was
拡
her
大してる
ultimate?
ね。学園、乗っ取られないようにしなよ。
Don't want to show that picture of Kyoko. It's the one from, DL1, but we know. Alright. Oh, let's get it. Let's get that vibe. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Nice. Bro, how... I know Fuyuhiko was like the first person there, because while he's, he doesn't care at all, he's still a formal boy. Or maybe, Sonya too. Sonya. Oh my god. Okay. See, that's kind of weird, because, like, Hyoko has a different kimono compared to like her main one. This is a yellow one. Sonya looking very different. Seeing Sonya's hairstyle change is kind of drastic. Chihiro looks Fuyuhiko looks exactly the same as does Mikan, but still, like, this is pretty wild. 3 blondes. This class is crazy with its blondes. Yep. A gangster. Alright, so not Yakuza, but gangster. That's right. Not gone through your growth spurt yet, Miss Saionji. Mahiru, right. I swear Mahiru had different coloured eyes in the game. But Danganronpa's not too consistent with its eye colours anyway. Just look at Junko. You need to be fucking taken away. I would be very concerned about Hyoko. Sonya, never mind. Princess.
つーか木桜はどうしたんだ。担任はあいつだろうが。
I thought Sonya would be in the back since she's one of the taller characters in the class. Nice to see Mikan. Some things never change. How did your sock come off? Not quite as lewd, but, Nice. Nah. Yeah, they're gonna love her as a teacher. Yeah, I'm surprised Kazuichi isn't here because Sonya is. Really? Sounds more like college then than high school. They're ultimates, but they're still goofy as hell. Alright, former. Okay. Alright, what I don't like is that the subtitles, like, are at the tops, they kind of cover the faces, but she was the ultimate housekeeper. That's pretty cool. From housekeeper to teacher, huh? Yoko's face! It's kind of wild that even, like... What? It's kind of... That's gross. It's kind of wild, though, that, like, ultimates don't even need to go into, like, their ultimate talent profession after Hope's Peak. See, not only is she super cute, but she's actually got a fun personality. Now, that's a teacher I'd want to pay attention to. That's a teacher I would respect and give my time and attention to. Oh yeah, she's a massive vibe with Sonya though. Those two are gonna make it. Gonna make out. Can she tame Fuyuhiko? She's gonna tame Fuyuhiko! Oh yeah. A gutsy girl is very respectable when they turn on. I'm surprised Pekko's not with Fuyuhiko though. You really think she would be in the class? Nice! Chibis! Yeah. Is it any different from the women's room? Not that I've ever been in one. Oh no. Oh, Nekomaru. Oh no. Oh, bro shit in a brick. Bro shit in a brick. This is his domain. Oh no. Oh god. Women, men, everyone, evacuate. Evacuate. You're gonna need new pipes very soon. My god, the poor tiles. Did you wipe? That's shitting a nuclear bomb to another level. You actually did it. Yeah, and then Mikado and Kyoko are dead. Call him chef and he's right there. See, like, this is genuinely Teru's, like, domain. Gotta let Gundam hear that. Yeah, Loki, the housekeeper and chef would get along. I'm genuinely loving this. This is what I wanted! Just an anime of them being friends! And all the typical slice of life shenanigans. Those faces are peak. Nice. Ibuki's gonna be fucking jamming. Goddamn girl, do they not make bras big enough for you in Japan? Oh, Akane's got long hair. That's kinda cool. That's way too long for what she had at the start of the year. Never mind, we'll call her Spider-Man from now on. Yes! They're literally catching a wild animal. This is so grossly exaggerated, but it's so fitting for Danganronpa. Oh, you did. I wonder how they're gonna get Gundam, actually. Here, because it's what the fuck? What the hell? Nice fit, but what the hell are you working on? It's you. Yeah, you never got her, bro. You are never getting her. Oh my god, this is where Gundam is. Call him Overlord. Oh my god, that's a new haircut. I vibe with that for Gundam though. I really do. Gundam the Forbidden One. I actually really like that. Oh, you go from Gundam right into Ibuki? Oh my god. A custom build, I respect it. A guitar that's also a flamethrower. How can you not love it? Light music club member. What does that mean exactly? This would so be me. I'd be trying to vibe with all of them. I literally would be Yuki because I'd want to vibe in every way with these guys. They're sick. Peko looks really cute. I think she looks better than her sprite, honestly. You got quite close before detecting her. It's commendable. Nice, and there's for Yukiko. Are you gonna let Ibuki torture your, your master's mouth? What the hell? Oh my god, he's a masochist too. Yeah. Pain everywhere. Okay. Who are we? Alright, I want to figure this out on my own. Who is left? Oh, is it literally just Narita? Well, I guess if Chiaki's a thing too. So we've got... I know this is wasting time, but I want to think for a second. Sonya, Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Peko, Kamaru, Akane, Gundam, Ibuki, Mahiru, Hyoko, Mikan. I'm only 11. I'm only at 11. Oh, Teru, obviously. Who am I missing? So yeah, I said Nagito, I said Chiaki. That's 13, I guess. Oh, the imposter. The imposter, of course. The imposter. What on earth? Okay, this is Nagito. Bad luck. You got robbed. And now you get every drink. Because your talent is ridiculous. Now you're gonna be fat as fuck after all that sugar. Hey, you paid for that. Dr. Hopper. That's also lucky. Getting a lovely girl, hand you a soda. You better have taken all of them. I'll be furious. Yeah, let's go! So one seat at the back is missing. You literally missed one. Two. Okay, who am I missing? Oh wait, no, it is Chiaki and the imposter. Wow. Yeah, a housekeeper cannot let such dust go unattended. Oh my god, why were there no teachers like that in my day? Seriously, I'm so fucking jealous. You know a girl's great when she can get Gundam to clean. That might be the worst one yet. Holy shit. Oily potato. Oh, interesting. So this is our member. So you lost quite a bit of weight. Probably from the stress. So what's your talent? No, wait, no, they would have just said that. I just missed it. Oh, the ultimate animator. That's pretty sick. Oh, I'd vibe with that. He'd get along with like Hifumi or something, wouldn't he? Well, I think Hifumi is like the fanfic writer. Make some fanfics into you know, animations. Post them on YouTube.
あなたの新しい先生よ。
缶詰やだ。夕方の再放送見るんだ。
さあ、クラスメートアップヒストリー。
Okay, so either Chiaki or the imposter. We don't have enough chairs left though. Ooh, and Hajime. I genuinely didn't think we'd see Hajime yet. Oh dear. There she is. Flesh and bone. Chiaki, and her eyes are not the same color. Hi. Hi.
大丈夫か?
You're not even going the right way.
ギャラオメガか?
知ってるの?
Oh
こんな
dear.
古いゲーム。
Oh my god. And like the first person to actually get her vibe. She is gorgeous, but that goes without saying. Of course, she's even more gorgeous animated. And a gamer girl, you're taking like the ultimate waifu and like just making her 1,000 times better. I actually don't know what she's playing on, to be fair. It's not a PSP, it's not a DS. Ultimate gamer. Super high school level gamer.
私、雪染千紗。今日からあなたの先生になったの。よろしくね。その制服、予備学科の生徒さん？
はい。
Yeah, just Hajime Hinata. That moment when he switches is gonna be mental.
去年新設された学科で一般の学生さんを受け入れてるの。まあ、その分学費が高い。
That don't look like a school, it looks like a fucking flat. Like an apartment building. Oh, they're definitely exaggerated. Well, I wouldn't call all of them incredible, but they're talents. Chiaki would have such a big streaming career, like it's insane. Actually, maybe she wouldn't, because I don't think she'd be able to commentate while gaming. You too.
もう行くわよ。ごめんね、ななみさん連れて行っちゃって。いや、俺は別に。もうななみさんまたゲーム始めちゃって。
Genuinely the worst attention span I've ever seen. Worse than mine. Aww. See, like, man, like, low-key, it feels kind of... Alright, I only paused because I saw Ibuki's making her very Ibuki face there. But, like, it low-key seems kind of cruel when you put it like this, to even have Chiaki be in the fucking Neo World program, because if they get their memories back, they're gonna learn again that they had, like, Chiaki, they're gonna lose Chiaki again, you know? Like, that low-key feels kind of cruel to have it like that. Wow, who let Sonya be next to Kazuichi, the poor girl? I guess she's next to Gundam too, she's got both her blokes there. Hyoko, wake the fuck up. Teru, you too. Yeah. So, not exactly a very organized class. I don't know why some of the shortest are at the back, but, you know. I can't get over Ibuki. Might be my favorite face of Ibuki, even though it's so ridiculous. But every face of her is my favorite. Yeah, that's very interesting.
授業なんてめんどくせえよ。パフォーマンス極めたいっす。確かに学校の決まりではそうなっているけど、人生は才能だけじゃないわ。
Love how we've got
人との関わりが人格を磨き、
Love we've got the DR1 music too.
才能より素晴らしいみんなの希望を輝かせましょう。希望
And that's how you got Nagito in every day an hour early. Please put the game down. Maybe it is a PSP.
おかげで無事乗り越えられたよ。
そうか、それは何よりだ。
どう？そっちの調子は。私がいなくても大丈夫？
順調すぎて。
Does he run the reserve course?
希望が峰学園の海外展開。
Oh,
着々と実現に向かってるんだね。
interesting. That's kind of cool.
無理だと思ったか。確かにその辺の凡人には無理だ。だが俺にはできる。
The impossible is quite possible indeed. Council president, nice. So like all of Future Foundation was mostly like former ultimates?
私、希望が峰学園に感謝してるんだ。おかげで京介に出会えたからさ。
急になんだ。
なんでも。
So if she just got out of high school, was she the 76th class, I think? Possibly? No, because they're new, so she'd be older than that. Around like 20 or 75th. I don't know. Lower 70s though. Oh, yo! Hang on! Don't be giving me these, show me them in the anime, don't just give me portraits of them. Yeah, we got a performance from them in the game. Obviously. Oh no, not the Justice Mask. You know what? Fuck it. I gotta go through some of these. I'm sorry, but I do gotta do it. So, Festival Day, I assume. Chiaki on the gun machine is beautiful. Okay, Sonya and Gundam mingling, really cool. I think that is Kazuichi on the stairs there, which is kind of funny. Kind of go over this. Okay, they're all in kimonos and just Chiaki. With the gun is sick. Nagito obviously won a big bear. Alright. So it looks like Gundam's hamster's going for Chiaki there, which is kind of interesting. They never like interacted much. Actually, Chiaki and Gundam really clashed a lot in base game The Trials, because like they were both just going at each other's theories quite extensively. You know, which is kind of funny. Alright, but the girls at the front there, I don't know why Mikon's the only one in a sexy Santa costume. But I love seeing everyone in this. Love how Ibuki's like horns poke out and she's got a double hat on. That's pretty funny. You know, Kazuichi or Fuyuhiko enjoying himself. I don't actually see Nagito in this shot, which is interesting. Maybe he didn't attend. Alright, sleepover, I guess? I don't quite know what's going on here. Poor Mikan again, getting bullied. Alright, so actually a lot of these I think just don't feature certain characters. Because we don't have Mahiro in this one, or Nagito again. I guess you don't invite everyone to every gathering, I guess, but where the fuck is Teru here if that's the case? Oh my god, Sonya gaming with Chiaki, that's so sick. And yeah, like, just everyone against everyone in a pillow fight. Oh my god, get those tentacles away from poor Mikan. This is very similar vibes, because we got a beach day in DR2. Is Chiaki and Sonya turning Kazuichi into a Sandic? Oh, she's still got her diving suit on. That's pretty funny. Gundam taming the dolphins. Akane killing the dolphins. You know, Nagito doing his thing. Fuyuhiko just doing nothing. Girls in the water, and I guess that's in the far off distance. You've got Nekomaru. Yep. So this is literally just a reference to the shot we got in DR1 of everyone racing together. It's literally almost the exact same. We've got the big guy in place of Hifumi. I think Kazuichi's in place of Makoto. Sonya, obviously. Sonya, though, in that suit. Oh my god. Yeah, you know that Kazuichi's behind her intentionally. And then just both Akane and Nekomaru in their, like, 5th lap racing in reference to Sakura. And then I think everyone else is almost, like, dead for like, 1-to-1, the same shots as everyone from the DR1 photo. You've got Mikan in the back, which is cool. Chiaki and Ibuki, let's go. Oh my god. The only difference is that everyone's in their, like, is in their PE kits, whereas, like, a good few of them, I think, weren't in their PE kits in DR1. Nice. Alright, picnic time. They invited the teacher. That's so cute. That position Kazuichi is in, directly behind Sonya, you know he ain't looking at Teru's cooking. Oh my god, girl, run. Well, I guess Gundam's looking over, but still, that's pretty funny. Yeah, this shot is great. Akane's way too far in the back for a shot like this, but you know. Hope blooms. It really does. Oh my god, I didn't realize I just made Chiaki! Oh god damn it. Halloween! Let's go! Oh my god, a Halloween shot is beautiful. Oh my god, so we've got Kazuichi crying, Sonya and Gundam vibing the fuck out with her being the witch and him being, I don't know, a vampire. You got a cape, I'm not quite sure what else he could be there. Everyone else in witch hats, which is great. There's a lot of lacking Nagito shots in this, I'm noticing. Mikan looks very upset, which is unfortunate. Akane gorging that watermelon right there. But yeah, a lot of these don't have Nagito for some reason. It's a shame. And then we just got near. I'm so sorry to like they're not the subtitles. They're the embedded subtitles. So I can't just. Can I turn them off? Because I'm not really paying attention to the lyrics. I got plenty. Okay, I got plenty of chance to look at the lyrics as the anime goes on, because I'm not skipping OPs or EDs at all in this. But yeah. Yes, we got just everyone here, which is cool. Hyoko's done something. I'm not sure what she's done to Mikan, but she's done something there. Again, it's kind of like Sonya, Gundam, and Kazuichi vibing, as is Chiaki. It's pretty cool. I'm not even sure what Akane's holding there. Poor Chiaki, man. Oh, after credit scenes too. Oh no, we're already going there. We're already bringing up the Izuru Kamakura project or whatever it was called. That fucking sucks. Alright, that was episode 1 of the Despair arc of this anime. This was incredible. I loved this. This gave me exactly what I wanted in Danganronpa. And that was just a couple episodes or a story that would be just them having fun. Chilling, free of the despair that is their inevitable fate, and just having fun. The problem with that is that we know where this is gonna go. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very surreal kind of feeling for this in particular when it comes to this cast of characters, because like it's been announced now we're getting more content with these characters. This isn't even the final time we'll see the 77th class in Danganronpa, because they're fucking releasing next year a remaster of DR2, which also comes with an entirely new scenario, an entirely new killing game with them. That is insane. So Yeah, and the really, like, depressing thing about this is that we know where they go, we know what they become, we know what they do to the world, we know what the world wants to do to them, and it's just, it's horrible. It really is, a despair feeling when we already know what's gonna come of these characters, but we can't do anything about it, you know, like, this was incredible, this was peak, this was great, and honestly, this was just, this, as great as this was so depressing at the same time, just knowing what's going to come, especially for Chiaki. So, okay. So like I said, I feel very strongly now in my assessment that Chiaki is going to be what breaks the class, what's going to be the character that breaks everything. Which is a very big contrast to what she's like in this episode, because she's very much just not really taking her surroundings or really, you know, socializing much or anything. She's a gamer, so she is just very much stuck in her own universe. But we know it gets there, right? We saw how they act to Chiaki in DR2, right? It's also very interesting that her hair color and eyes aren't consistent with the game. Now, obviously, I do speak about that usually. You know, the eye color's never usually consistent, but the hair color usually is. I'm curious if the fact that her hair color is like grey or silver, along with her eyes, and it's very morbid to think about. I wonder if that's just a reference to, like, the fact that she's literally dead, and the version of Chiaki they're seeing is not Chiaki, but like a corpse version of Chiaki, a character that's not the person that they came to know and love, but someone that's just based off of her from ones and zeros. I'm curious if that's what they were going for there, because, like, obviously, like, she seems like to have brown hair here, or, you know, very light brownish, red style eyes, you know, it's very interesting. Alright. So, theory here, right? Because obviously it seems like Chiaki and Hajime are going to get very close, right? Like, she's literally the first person that she sees here is Hajime. I'm going to assume what happens, and this just adds to the fucking despair of this game, or this franchise. I'm going to assume that that Hajime is given the option to be a participant in the Izuru Kamakura project, and he says no. He says no because he's building a friendship with Chiaki. By this point, right now, he might have considered himself someone that has no talent and no purpose, and he would have taken it. But Chiaki is going to give him hope to keep going. Chiaki is going to give him, you know, perspective, a friendly relationship to possibly something more than that. And that she's going to make him fall in love with the person that he is right now, which is Hajime Hinata. When Chiaki dies, that's going to be the click. That's what's going to make him despair. That's what's going to make him break, and that's what's going to make him accept the position of Izuru Kamakura and just allow Hope Speak to do whatever they want to his head and just make him into Izuru. That's my assumption, because the pain of remembering Chiaki would be too much to endure, and so he would rather be like Hope Speak's soldier than, like, you know, a broken Hajime Hinata without Chiaki. That is my assumption and theory for how Hajime became a remnant of despair. Like, Izuru never had a chance of becoming the ultimate hope because he was birthed from Hajime Hinata's despair. That's what I am going to assume. And it makes it even crazier in DR2 because Chiaki is the person that broke him out of that persona and that fear of becoming Izuru in the end of the class trial. So I think it fits. I really do think it fits. But it's so, oh my god, it's so depressing. I don't imagine the theory was never there, right? Like, I assume that the theory was always there that Chiaki was a real person that was based on an AI, because, you know, fandoms do have that kind of crazy shit in theories. But I can't imagine when this first came out and everyone saw Chiaki there, and that was confirmed. And you knew, from the moment you saw her in the OP, you knew what was going to happen. And it's just, it's fucking horrible. It really is. So, this is really interesting, right? It's such a weird scenario, because we've kind of got, like, the main plot of Danganronpa right now happening in the future arc, which is the new killing game. But we've got the despair portion, which is just building up to the despair, the tragedy, right? And the tones of these two are completely contrasting. Like, that was a pretty, you know, I'd say relatively normal kind of tone for Danganronpa in the future episode. But you get the Despair episode, and it's like, you know, like we're watching a lovely slice of life, happy-go-lucky anime, you know, and it's just weird. It's horrible, you know. And even worse is that, like, Loki, they might have built one of my new best characters in this episode. Again, it's the fucking curse this series does. Like with Mukuro, like with Chiaki right now, they are building Chisa, Yukazomi into an amazing character. She might have been the peak of this episode, genuinely. She was incredible in this episode, and the fact that she literally died first in the modern killing game, like, bro. I'm not upset at the fact they killed her. I'm upset at the fact we didn't get to see, like, much of her reaction to the class that she tutored, that she spent time teaching and bonding with, and seeing how they turned, you know. Now, we can still get that. We can still get that later on. But the fact that, like, we know the burden she was carrying from episode 1 now makes it so much worse. And we even got, the fourth wolf cinema, like, scene of her just watching, like, her own story, which is pretty crazy. Watching the remnants turn, or I shouldn't say, just the class turn into the remnants of despair, the ultimate despairs. It's just so, like, it's so fucking tragic. But that is what you get with Danganronpa. You don't go into this expecting no kind of despair at all, but it doesn't make the pain any easier when you actually see what they do to you, because it's so fucked. So yeah, that was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, Chisa is just, that's a character and a person that would make you want to be in class. That is a character that vibes, tries to understand, tries to vibe with everyone in class, makes them, you know, enjoy it, and that's the kind of teacher all schools should strive to have, because they make you want to learn. They make you want to pay attention to them because they have your respect to actually do it. On top, like, not even counting her looks, and she's gorgeous, but just the fact that she is that kind, you don't want to make her feel bad, and that's just how you get it, you know? Oh, man, but yeah, I am loving this. Ironically, she's just an addition of the class that makes me love her more. Like, I love both classes of Danganronpa, don't get me wrong, but I definitely love DR2's cast more. I've got my picks, you know, I've got my picks in DR1. Junko, obviously. Kyoko. Celeste, goes without saying. Byakuya, you know. Like, they are the fucking goats of all of them, you know? And then you've got, like, the great ones too. You've got Sakura, Mondo, you know, like, not the biggest fan of Chihiro, but he's fine as well. If we got more of him, I would have liked him more. But, you know, he's fine enough. You know, like, they've got some greats. But as a collective, DR2 is superior. And adding just, like, the fucking teacher to be part of that is just... the former ultimate super high school level housekeeper, like, yeah, love her. Absolutely adore this woman. And it just makes me love the class more. And it makes me even more upset, the fact that, you know, what comes of them in the future. But yeah, so, I don't know. I'm curious if we'll, like, get a split, because we do have 12 episodes in the Despair arc. I'm curious if we'll get, like, 6 episodes for now, and then, you know, we properly adapt and expand on the circumstances that turn them into Despair, and then we get a back half of 6 episodes to really see what Despair truly means for these characters and what happens then, you know, and how Chisa reacting, now Chisa got away from them, you know, and wasn't turned into a Despair. It'd be really interesting. It also seemed like Loki, she was kind of the reason that inspired, like, Nagito to have such hope and be such a hope enthusiast, because she, she outright said, like, hope is better than talent in general, and it seemed like that really clicked something with Nagito, so that might even be the case. This girl indirectly influenced Nagito to be who he is today, and unfortunately he went in, like, every wrong direction possible. But yeah, like I said, I've wanted just an episode like that in Danganronpa for so long. It gave me a crumb of what I'd been wanting from this franchise, which, you know, outside the plot, was just the characters that I love interacting, enjoying each other's company, having a blast. We got so much of that here. so many vibes, you know, those photo shots, you know, I'm really hoping we get, like, episodes based on them, if we, like, just go through and see, like, the journeys they went through as friends, because it will make the despair that much worse, you know. I love it, and I vibe with everyone. It's so good. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this part of Danganronpa. Like I said, this is going to be such a tonal whiplash series to react to in terms of sets, because, you know, we're going to go from the fucking killing game. For now, we're gonna go into the killing game involving, like, other characters that I really love, into just the backdoor slice of life scenario from, like, 2 years ago into, like, Class 77. Like, genuinely, the fuck, you know? But guys, we are here. Danganronpa reactions, not playthrough, reactions have begun. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you next time when we continue on in this journey of despair. So I'll see you then.